Let's move on to, as you just mentioned, defensive end. Got a lot of good pass rushers here, but as you and I have talked about, the contract situation is going to be interesting for some. The usage is going to be for some. I don't think we can question either for Josh Sweat, though. He's going to be on the field. He's their best pressure producer from the outside, at least with Brandon Graham out last year. And this is the first year of the extension, right, that he signed last year.
Yep. His structure is really 2 years through 23. 24. This is where it gets interesting for Josh Sweat, because it's good that these agents also got short-term deals. So if the guy stays healthy, he could sign another one.
Yep.
But it's really, when you look at it, after 23, they could get out of it. In fact, because his cap number jumps from just over $6 million in 23 to $18.727 million in 24. So he's really going to have to play well in 20 through 23 to come back in 24. He's been an incredible story of development based on his major injury history growing up, the bad knee in high school. There was wonder if we'd ever play football again, and what a credit to him to play through it. And after, they put him on IR, I think year one, he's a good football player. He's not elite, obviously, and don't know if he'll be a Pro Bowler, but he's a good football. He's to me right below the Pro Bowl level. He's just a solid football player.
It's funny. I said that a couple pods ago, and somebody, we got a few people who are like, "Well, guess what? He's a Pro Bowler." I think he was a Pro Bowl alternate,
right? And
last year, and then he wound up appearing because
it doesn't count. Unfortunately,
I agree with you. It doesn't count.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't count to get bonuses. You have to actually be voted in, named originally. If you're a replacement, it doesn't count. But okay, great. But he's a good player. This is a really good story of development.
The question I have on Josh Sweat that we will find out is what you saw last year was a very consistent player. Not a 12 to 15 sack guy, but even when he's not getting sacks, he pushes the pocket. There will be some games where naturally, I remember this during the Trent Cole era too, where you're like, there'll be a stretch of games or 2 games in a row where he just doesn't have a sack or doesn't do what you thought, So my question on Josh Sweat is, what we saw last year, was that his ceiling? And if it's his ceiling, that's fine. It's a 3-year deal. If he does this for the next 3 years, that's pretty good. Or is there still a little bit more room for him to grow as a pass rusher? Now, he showed last year, Adam, that he can play a lot of snaps, and he didn't seem to have any knee issues. He had that crazy stomach thing that caused him not to be able to be available for the playoff game. Apparently he's fine, but that was pretty life-threatening, as he said. But I just wonder when I watch him and we rewatch the tape and we talk to Cosell, I mean, he does some things really well, but does he have enough room to add? Can he become more refined pass rusher?
Great question.
Can he start to study more techniques and really elevate himself to that 10 to 12 to 13 sack range?